Look, ultimately our goal in this is to amplify. We're looking for stories that might not otherwise make mainstream newspapers. So here is the Yezi Folk website, which is an anti-Tunisian government website, which has been engaged in really creative protests against the Ben Ali government. We've been trying to amplify it on the site. When we do well, it ends up on other blog sites like Instapundit. When we do really well, it ends up in mainstream media of one fashion or another. This ended up actually pretty prominently on Al Jazeera. The goal is to try to take people who otherwise might be talking to a few hundred people, a few thousand people, ideally getting them talking to tens of thousands, maybe millions. And Tunisia is kind of an interesting space for this because you actually see some of the most interesting activism happening in this space in this country. This is the infamous, famous Mac 1984 commercial, which I'm now assuming that almost everyone in this room has probably seen remixed as an anti-Hillary Clinton ad. What you may not be aware is that it was remixed as an anti-Tunisian President Ben Ali ad 3 years before it was remixed as a pro-Obama. Tunisia on a map, or tell you, why this son of a bitch is someone that you'd want to be shattering with a hammer. But Tunisian activists have actually been doing a brilliant job of sort of using these tools from very, very early on. And this is a video made by an activist named Astrobal. Astrobal is actually no longer in Tunisia. He actually teaches computer science at a university that will remain nameless. But in talking about this video, he points out that that girl's face that sort of opens it and closes it is actually from another Apple Think Different ad. So he's actually mashed together two Apple ads. The girl appears at the end of an ad that focuses on Gandhi and tries to inspire people to think different, to change the world, and finally at the end of it is the little girl sort of opening her eyes and realizing that she has the power to change the world. So that's who we end up with there. One of the interesting things is that you can't see that ad in Tunisia. And one of the reasons you can't see that ad in Tunisia is that Tunisia blocks the web very, very effectively. And specifically, they block dailymotion.com, where it's being hosted. Astrobal's latest project is a access-denied checker, which lets you put in a whole slew of sites and document what sites are and aren't accessible within your country. And this is something that a project that the Berkman Center works on called Open Net Initiative does, but they do it on a very academic basis. They release annual reports. Oh, here's how China's censoring the web this year. If you're an activist, you want to know now. You want to know tomorrow whether someone has taken down your access to a particular site. And so now we're seeing Tunisian computer scientists develop these tools. They're also developing some really interesting tools for visualizing some of the actual repression taking place. This is possibly my favorite Google Maps mashup. This is the Tunisian prisons mashup. So you can mouse over the country of Tunisia and you can find out the different prisons, who's being held there, videos of their stories. It's a really interesting way to turn sort of a geographic exploration tool into a human rights advocacy tool.